The views and opinions expressed by the participants on this show are not necessarily those of Stewart Information Services Corporation or Stewart Title. Before you make any investment, you should seek the advice of your investment advisor or attorney.
When it comes to real estate, everything matters. Whether you're a realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title is here to inform, entertain, and inspire you. Host Bill Napick from Stewart Title will talk with guests about what really matters when it comes to owning, buying, and selling real estate. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title starts right now. Here's your host, Bill Napick.
And welcome to the show, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. So glad that you are listening to the show, a super show as always. And whether you're listening right here in Houston, Texas, you could be in Washington, D.C., it doesn't matter. We have assembled another fine cast on the show today, and we are always brought to you by Stewart Insurance and Risk Management. Super guests all the way around. And our first guest is the one and only Frank Billingsley with Channel 2 News, the chief meteorologist. Frank, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
It's super awesome. We're so glad to have you here on our radio show for Stewart Title, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Let's tell people, as far as the weather goes, people are fascinated with the weather. Give us a quick word how you even got into the profession.
I was invited into it, to be honest. I graduated from school as a journalist. I was going to write and be a reporter, television, and the Weather Channel was blossoming back in the early 80s, and all the weathermen were going to Atlanta and left a lot of openings. So I was offered the job of a TV weatherman for weekends up in Virginia. I said, sure, I'll try that. So I did, and I liked it, and got better at it, and got some better education in it. And here I am today. I've been in Houston since 1989. Can you believe it? Almost 30 years.
That's amazing.
A whole generation. I have guys and girls come up to me and they'll say, I grew up watching you. And you know what? I'm like, how old are you? 26. I'm like, oh, you did?
There you go. But the time goes by so quickly. And here we are in the summertime. We think about the storms, especially this time of year. Let's give people an idea. Well, I guess the first question I would ask, when we think about weather in general and predicting the weather, we see 5-day, 7-day, 10-day forecasts and that. How far can we actually predict or take a good guess at the trends and what's going to happen in a period of time?
You know, the latest that I've seen, I was at a conference last January, and they took that very question, and the graphic that I saw shows that a 3-day forecast is about 90% accurate. You get to 5 days, and you're at about 70% accurate. You get to 10 days, and 40% accurate. So obviously, the farther out in time you go, the less accuracy you're going to get. But that's pretty good, and it's pretty far down the road. You know, the American model GFS supercomputers that do all the work, that computer can do 8 quadrillion computations a second.
Wow.
Quadrillion is after trillion. So you have million, billion, trillion, quadrillion. 8, that's an 8 with 15 zeros. That's how many in 1 second.
That's
in 1
incredible.
second. So now you think, gosh, it would be right all the time, right? There's still, we're trying to take gas, basically, and gas equations of physics and turn them into a mathematical formula. And you can't really do that perfectly. So that continues to be the challenge. But the computational ability has gotten just mind-boggling.
And it's cool to know that 3-day forecast is solid. That's good news.
My experience is, unless something really weird happens, most of them are pretty good. Certainly temperature, we're very good with that as far as forecasting.
And here we are in the summer. People are thinking about last year, Harvey, how horrible that was for so many of us and for the city in general.
Of course.
But what do we see coming up from a trend standpoint that you could tell people a word about what to expect, as especially those that were affected are really apprehensive, me being one of them, as we think about June, July, August, September, even October?
We're always going to be facing tropical threats, whether it's the wind or the surge or the rain. Those are the 3 big ones with any tropical situation. As you know, we've had the Memorial Day and the Tax Day floods, which had nothing to do with our tropics. So that part of it, we just have to try to do better and better at mitigating. And I know that there are projects from the city and the county that they're doing more and more for that. They're raising houses in places that were affected. And everyone, simply put, can get insurance and make sure they have it. There's that 30-day notice. You have to wait 30 days before you can get it. I mean, I would always advise that. I can't stop rain. I can't stop flooding. I can do my best to build a house that is higher than the flood might be, to have insurance, and even building with materials that are a little more flood resistant. But as far as the weather part of it, we don't know what's coming. I mean, I consider and make up something, but you just don't know. We live in a tropical climate on the Gulf of Mexico. We're at 30 degrees latitude. By all rights, we should be a desert. The reason we're not a desert is because of the Gulf of Mexico that was created maybe by a meteor way back when. If we didn't have that water source, we'd be just like Arizona.
Now that you mention it, does have the shape that we see of a meteor. I've never even thought about
that.
If
truly, I mean, if almost all deserts in the northern hemisphere are at 30 degrees latitude around the globe. That's just where, because of these Hadley cells, which I'm not going to get into the meteorology, but that's where they form, and we should be in that. But we're not. So what do we get? We get the heat of the desert and the humidity of the Gulf. So we get this double play, and it's very hard to predict, and it can come with very consequential weather. And that's what we have to realize. We can't just wish it away. It's what I call wish casting. Oh, well, it happened once, it's not going to happen again. I will say this year, the odds are with us that we would not see another storm like we saw last year. In fact, not even another hurricane season. You don't usually get hit hard twice in a row in back-to-back years. Now, 2004 was active in Florida, and 2005 was active in Florida. So it can happen. But for us, we generally speaking might have a bad year, and then we get a break for 5 to 7 years. So let's hope that we get a chance to recover and build and recover smarter.
And the other thing would be to prepare. As you mentioned, flood insurance is paramount. We
Yep.
all should have flood insurance. And then there's other things that must be done for preparation.
I think medications is one of the main things, because you don't want to be stuck with a prescription that you have to take every day.
That's a good one.
And then you can't get it. I mean, you could do without a day of eating if you had to, I mean,
And I did
and maybe
during-
we all should, right? But people can help you out with food. They can help you out with ice and water. They can help you out with electricity. They can plug your fan in their, with their cord. I mean, we're good at helping each other out. I cannot bring you a life-saving medication unless I happen to have the same one in my drawer. But that's going to be on you. And then cash is king. When you can't get an ATM to work, you can't get anyone to take your check because the telecheck doesn't work. Having a few $100s in cash just tucked away, if you know a storm is coming, go to the ATM, get a couple $100 in case you need to buy some supplies at the last minute, or even if there's something open after a storm that you can get to.
And people love the weather. They follow it. It is mysterious. It's fascinating. All those things come into play. But also, as you are the top, most popular meteorologist in the Houston area and probably beyond, you're in the communication business.
Right.
So what you're doing, certainly the knowledge that you have and how you talk to people about that, that's also what's so important. Give us an idea. Those that listen, certainly they watch you on TV, but they're realtors, they're in all sorts of professions that listen to this show. Tell us about some of the things that you think about in communicating the weather.
Well, it's just like with any realtor. You have to explain escrow, and you just take it for granted. You know what escrow is. I didn't know what escrow was until I bought my first house, and then I had to be taught. So there are lots of terms in all professions, whether it's medical or legal or real estate or weather. But I try to take and put into the simplest terms what I know, because that's going to be the best communication for people. There's no question about it. You don't want to say positive vorticity advection or negative when you're talking about right. You just want to talk about. Most people can understand that air is rising or air is sinking, and they can understand when it rises, it creates clouds and rain, and then what's going to make it rise? A front, the heat. What's going to do it? And so I like to be able to point to something on a map and say, see that right there that's in Colorado right now? That's what's coming our way. That's what we have to watch for. Or see that system that we're watching in the Caribbean? That's what's coming our way. That's what we have to watch for. If people can see that on a map and follow you through that without having to think it through too much, I think it's better for them and for me.
And when we think about the idea of severe weather, whether it happens here in the summer, the fall, how is severe weather like a visit from the in-laws?
I always tell,
and I know you know the answer to
well,
this.
when you're trying to tell people about severe weather coming in. What they want to know is like a visit from their in-laws. When's it going to get here? How bad is it going to be? And when is it going to leave?
That is so exciting. And Frank, let's tell people, as far as you've been so successful in this profession, you obviously enjoy it, and you bring joy to people as they find out the forecast every day, many times a day. What is it as far as principles of success that have worked, that you adhere to, one or two core principles that you've used in your life, in your profession to be successful? Let's tell people about that.
I think you have to be smart, become educated about your subject. That leads to the confidence. Because if you can talk about something confidently, then you will earn the trust of the person you're talking to. And then as a communication standpoint, be firm and say what you mean and look them in the eye. To go round and round and round about something, just the trust starts to erode. The more the language goes down, then you lose them. So be direct and be honest and know what you're talking about. If you don't know what you're talking about, then you need to just refresh on it.
No doubt
Study
about
it. Be this jack of all trades, master of none. Doesn't really work in a professional setting. You need to be the master of the trade. Don't worry about being a jack of all trades. Be the master of the trade. And when you know what you're talking about, people know that. We all know that. We have our favorite banker, car salesman, lawyer, doctor, because we feel like they know what they're talking about. And that's what you have to be as a professional. Know what your subject is.
And as we are here at this point in time, whether it's the weather or anything else, what else would you like people to know about, Frank?
I love Houston, and we live in our city. We love our city. It comes with what it comes with, whether it's traffic, whether it's bad weather, whether it's great weather, great restaurants, people that love each other. We're diverse. We help each other. There's so much to love about our city. Don't get bogged down by, I hate all this traffic, and I hate this bad weather. Find a different route and know that we're here to help get you through the weather and enjoy Houston for what it is. You know, we're lucky we're here. We're lucky that we found this jewel in the rough, because it is an absolute diamond, and I feel very fortunate that I'm here. I hope everyone does.
That's so well put. I agree with you wholeheartedly. We look at it as a whole package deal, and we have so many advantages here. So everybody, Frank Billingsley, Chief Meteorologist, Channel 2, we're so honored that you're here today, Frank.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And you've been listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Thank you, Frank.
My pleasure.
And now, the Vice President of Operations for Martha Turner, Sothebys International Realty. He is Paul Kilian. Paul, welcome back.
Thank you so much.
It's been a while since you've been on the show. We always love the ratings go sky high when you're on. So
thank you.
Let's tell people, in case they're listening outside of Houston, about your company.
Yeah, of course. So Martha Turner Sothebys International is one of the biggest brokers in Houston. We're very proud of that. We're also very proud of the fact that we hold #1 market share in the 250, 500, and 1 million price point and above. And, that's something we take very seriously. And we really focus on reach for our sellers and service for the buyers. We currently have 6 brick and mortars throughout the city. Our central location is in the Galleria, right on Briar Hollow. We have our memorial office right off of Gessner. In the south, we're in Bay Area, which services Friendswood, Clear Lake, that whole area. In the north, we have 3 offices. The northeast is in Kingwood, in Town Center. We have the Woodlands. And our newest office, that opened about 10 months ago, is in Cypress, in Town Lake, the boardwalk at Town Lake. We're very excited about that new location, and it's been doing very, very well.
In fact, that's the only one I haven't been to, and it is on my list, Paul, to go sometime soon. Let's tell people, you are always on the #1, that is correct, but also you're on the forefront of technology. Let's tell people what you want to talk about today.
Yeah, so what we've been focusing a lot lately in the last couple months, just really is this technology, and how is technology playing a role in real estate? And we look at just some of the things we do day to day, and we think of how can we change it? How can we make it more interesting? I think email is the perfect example. Everyone emails, you go back and forth, but how do you make email more interesting? So we have this program called Resura that we offer to all of our agents. It's somewhat similar to Constant Contact, but Resura, you can take photos, and there's templates that we build out, and you can drag and drop and make it very easy, and the client ends up getting a very colorful, more intuitive and better looking email. from you. We can also embed video right into it, so video plays. And so it's kind of taking some of these old methods of communication and putting a different spin on them.
In fact, it sounds like you're bringing new life to existing technology as far as communication.
Right. And so just this past week, we had a sales meeting where we talked about social media. So social media is becoming more and more popular. And then what we're finding is within social media, there's little subgroups, right? So you have Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn. They all have different types of followers. Different personalities generally move to your different service provider. And so we're working with Canva, which is both an app and a website you can go to. And our agents are now providing custom social media posts. They're putting them together within a couple minutes. Again, with the drag and drop and just very simple ways of creating new content. And it's very beautiful, and it's fast and easy, and it's easy to post.
So many new things. And these things, Paul, you're offering right now?
Offering right now.
That's exciting. Who knows what's next after this? So let's review that one more time. It's called Risora is the first thing, the communication.
That's right.
Template,
so Risora is something that we
Risora.
offer just for our agents. Yes, and again, what we like about it from a company standpoint is that we can create content, custom content, and templates for the agents to use. We even have an auto send feature where we'll create content and we automatically send it out. The agent doesn't have to do anything. And it's a nice way for the agent to stay in touch with all their clients. And not always is everything real estate related. We try to do interesting facts. Obviously, we have the partnership with Sothebys Auction House. And so sometimes we'll do fine wines, and sometimes we'll do cars, and sometimes we'll do artwork, just different things that the client might find interesting and want to look at.
It sounds like when someone receives an email from someone at your company, that email is going to stand out.
Right, and that's what we try to do, right? We try to always be top of mind to all the customers and clients.
Very nice. What other things are happening?
So we have other things. So
we can go for hours on it.
I can go for hours.
With the time allotted, let's what else?
So one of the very new things that we're doing is what's called augmented reality, and we're very excited that Sothebys is first to market in the real estate with this augmented reality. So there's an app called Curate, Curate, is again also an app and a website, and it's free. It's a free download for our agents and for our clients. And what's exciting about it is when you go into a vacant home, you take your phone out, you download the app, take your phone, it scans the floor very quickly, and then within a few seconds, it gives you multiple options of floor layouts to put in there. And so if you're looking at a room and you don't quite know what to do with it, you just take out your phone, scan the floor. Within 5 or 10 seconds, you have multiple options of different furniture you can put in there. And so it gives you a lot of ideas. And it's just a really fun, interesting way to explore a home.
Now, this is for a vacant home.
This is it works much better on a vacant home. So whether, like I said, you're at an open house and the home is vacant, or you're a client and you bought a house and you're moving in and you're still making decisions on what you want to do with a game room or with an extra bedroom or with a study, this is just the perfect solution.
Kind of like providing a blank canvas to work with our ideas that we have to make this a home.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And continuing along with augmented reality and technology, so obviously we do a lot of print marketing. And so recently, in one of our property magazines, we had a article done on River Oaks Elementary. And just coincidentally, we were doing a video on River Oaks Elementary. And so Chris Reeves, our advertising director, and I just looked at each other at the same time and said, how do we combine these two? And the answer was with augmented reality. So there's a different app, Roar, R-O-A-R, and we have the instructions. It's very simple. It's 2 instructions. It's 1, download the Roar app, and 2, scan the page. And so you have the magazine laying out in front of you, and you scan the page, and all of a sudden the video starts playing on top of the magazine. And so it's just very incredible what technology is allowing us to do. And we like to call ourselves a technology company, and so we really want to back that up by being either first to market or at the very early stages of this new technology, so we can then offer it to both our agents and our clients.
So many tools, and as always, it's important to be able to use those tools properly and to have people trained on the tools so they know how to get that message across.
That's exactly right. And the fun part about it is there's almost no training. It is as simple as downloading an app and scanning for basically everything. Now, if you're not into that, which is totally fine, we still have other digital options. As we know, 90+% of home buyers start their search online. And so as a company, we want to have a strong online presence. So we offer some other products to our agents. One of our very popular offerings is a property website. And so that's it. So for example, if you live at 123 Main Street, you get a website, 123
How did
Main
you
Street.
know?
I know.
Exactly.
123mainstreet.com, and you type that in, and boom, all of a sudden this beautiful looking website pops up with all your pictures. It has copy of the house, all the amenities, everything's right there. We also offer sign riders. So if you're driving down the block and you see a Martha Turner Sotheby's sign out front, right on that will have the URL. You can punch that in and you will see all the details you need to know about that home.
Unbelievable. Paul, say with the last minute or so, what else would you like people to know?
So we talked a lot about technology, but I also wanted to mention relocation. So Houston is still a growing city. Energy is on its way back. The GHP predicted 45,000 jobs net created in Houston, and we are really seeing a lot of relocation business. Our company, we actually have formal relationships with about 50 third-party companies that we talk to all the time. Houston has always been an energy-specific city, and we're just trying to venture outside of energy into manufacturing and healthcare, and just seeing the different industries, love bringing people into town. It's just something that we want to capture as best
It's
we
great
can.
to know that the relocation is still very strong. I have not heard much about it recently, but it is.
It's still very strong. It's more muted than it has been certainly in 12, 13, 14. 2015, 16, it slowed. 17, it came back a bit, and 18, we're seeing higher numbers.
And the people that are coming in right now, how many of them are coming from, say, out of the country or out of the state? Roughly, what would you say?
Certainly coming from out of the state. We're not seeing as many out of the country. Again, that's because most of the out-of-country relocation are from energy, and energy still hasn't rebounded to the point where they're hiring. They're certainly stabilized, I would say, but they're not necessarily bringing as many overseas employees back. And that's why we're expanding more into healthcare, which will get people from the Northeast area, mostly in healthcare. Manufacturing, we're seeing from all across the U.S.
And we're talking with Paul Kilian, the Vice President of Operations for Martha Turner Sotheby's International Realty. Paul, let's tell people how they can learn more.
Sure, you could go to our website, sothebyshomes.com.
Too simple. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Kilian, he'll be back later in the show. We're going to take a short break. Stay with us.
Stewart Title has been serving Texas for over 120 years. A Texas treasure, Stewart Title's longevity is a testimony to superior service, innovation, and knowing what their customers want. Recent surveys show that 92% of respondents want secure online tracking tools to help them during the closing process. Stewart Title offers the most robust and secure system to track transactions online available today. To learn more, contact Stewart Title at one of their many offices around the city. Stewart Title, online at stewart.com. That's STEWART.com.
And welcome back. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Bill Nampick here. And now from Martha Turner Sotheby's International Realty, he is Jack Swonson. Jack, welcome to the show.
Hi, Bill. How you doing?
It's great, and great to see you. Let's tell people about how you approach real estate at Martha Turner Sotheby's International Realty.
You bet. I think it's vitally important that it's a personal approach to your clients. You really get to know the clients on such an in-depth personal level. I mean, I can't think of another profession where the client invites you into their house, into their life, into their family the way this profession does. We get to go into their houses and see beyond the living room and the kitchen. I mean, we're in the master bedroom, the master bath. We're in the garage, up in the attic. We get to see them under stress. We get to hear them, how they think, what their cultural values are, how the family operates. All of those things go into it, and I'm asked to help my clients through a very stressful, hard situation that is probably, in many cases, the largest financial decision they're going to make.
And that has been said so many times. It's so true, and it is such a huge responsibility. And I think people would do well when they talk to the real estate professional, for someone like yourself to know that, because it is a great responsibility. I don't know about going into the attic, but it is a great responsibility because you're also helping people with their dreams, and it's so many different things trigger a real estate transaction. So you never know which part of life they're at that you meet them to help them with this responsibility.
Exactly. I mean, you're looking at their security, both financially and just at home. Where are their values? Where are they at with their family, their friends? What lifestyle they're looking to attain, and you're out there trying to protect them and hit that, be on target for them.
And here in Houston, there's so many choices from a standpoint, let's say, versus buyers versus sellers. Are you working with more with one or the other, or is it kind of an even
Pretty much
mixture?
50-50 now. I was a fighter pilot for the first 21 years of my career, so this is relatively new change to me, and I brought a lot of my background of 21 years. Therefore, I'm not from Houston. I don't have family. I don't have friends here. I don't know all the neighborhoods. So when I started, I opened up the whole city, which, as you know, is 75 miles east-west or north-south. So a lot of my friends and my network were all over the city. So I was very happy to go from Sugar Land up to Porter, Texas, or out to Katy or Baytown. It didn't matter. So I was very happy to go out there and open up myself to the greater Houston area, and I still do that. Over the years, I've seen that kind of focus back in where, now I'm doing a lot of stuff inside the loop and inside Beltway 8 for sure, but I'm still very happy to help any of my clients that need you anywhere in the
It is
city.
a spread out city. And which branch of service did you serve?
21 years in the Air Force.
Wow.
Loved it.
And thank you for your service.
Oh.
How is real estate like flying a fighter plane? A jet aircraft?
I think it's
Or is it?
I brought a lot of the background, so I'm very process oriented. I developed my own checklists and procedures about how I handle my business. I'm in the office at 7:30 every day, doing what needs to be done so that when 9 o'clock rolls around and the clients are ready to go, I'm ready to go. And what's kind of neat about it is you have to be flexible. I mean, one day I could be out with a client looking at a $200,000 house, and the next day I could be showing a multi-million-dollar listing that I've got. And you're dealing with clients and potential buyers or agents from all over the world. As Paul was talking about, it's a very unique and dynamic profession and career.
And the first thing I thought about when you said about fighter pilot is systems and procedures to fly a plane. That's a big responsibility,
Yeah,
too.
everything is
You have to
checklist.
go down the checklist, and the same thing with a real estate transaction and serving people in any service business.
Totally. So one of the things I came to realize is that when you're in a transaction, a real estate transaction, I kind of put myself at the hub. Out on the outside of the wheel are all the other individuals that are involved in a transaction. So, I've got my client on one spoke. I've got the other buyer or seller on the other spoke. I've got the other agent on a spoke. I've got the lender. I've got title. I've got insurance. I've got inspectors. So, and everybody is working towards the final destination of the sales and the close. But in many cases, people out on the outside of that wheel are relying on other people to get things done in a timely fashion. And the only person that really can reach out and touch all those is the agent that's in the middle. So I think of myself as putting that whole team together. So getting the relationship with the agent on the other side to make sure we're communicating, the information flows across the board. So if something needs to be done, I can pick up the phone, drop an email or a text to the appropriate person and just, track it and make sure things are happening. And
Unbelievable.
the appropriate
And that's right. The teamwork, like they say, teamwork makes the dream work. And without the right team, it can be a nightmare. That's been said many times.
How many times have you seen that at the closing table?
Exactly. Well, hopefully it's all right by the time it gets there. There's no question about that. And let's tell people, as far as your core principles of success, other than systems and procedures, that is so important. What are some of the other things that you do to be successful in real estate, Jack, as you have been in the military or anything else?
Probably taking it as the personal nature of the business. I have to be the professional that I want to be, knowledgeable, informed, honest, integrity. All of those core values have to be forefront at all times. And then by taking that to your clients, they pick up on it immediately. You walk the talk, it comes back to you tenfold. So what ends up happening by having those type of relationships, the referrals, the feedback, the repeat business, it just feeds on itself, and it's vitally important. I don't care if you're in real estate or any other profession, you hold those key fundamentals and values forefront in your business, and you'll be rewarded.
In addition, as Paul was describing some of the new tools that you have from a technology standpoint, it sounds those are other tools that you have to use. So I would think sometimes that can be a challenging knowing which tool to use, the capabilities, and all those things. How do you manage that when you're serving your buyers and sellers?
I think HAR has an incredible tool. I've really spent a lot of time learning their processes and procedures and their website and their tools, which a lot of the clients out there in the greater real estate market are using. They're looking at it, getting all that information. But to be able to reach out and use that platform is critical to provide the search and the results and get the information back out to your client as soon as possible with the fidelity that you need to give them. And focus. Then, when you start thinking about the other things, we have a lot of tools at our grasp at Sothebys. We've got our intranet, our own tools behind the scenes that help us be better agents. We've got the staff and the team behind us at Sothebys that help us be better agents and serve our clients better. Ultimately, it comes back to that personal aspect. I use Facebook. I've got a personal page and I've got a professional page. I've got my website through Sothebys, and then I use LinkedIn. Beyond that, I'm not going to do anything socially that doesn't reflect my personal nature and where I'm comfortable, because ultimately the clients are hiring me, Jack Swonson, and I don't want to be anything other than what I truly am and what I'm comfortable being. That is, in my point of view, very, very important.
So important. And also, let's tell people how they can reach out to you, Jack.
I'm at Sothebys at jack.swanson@sothebyshomes.com or on my cell phone, 713-456-9381. 713-456-9381. And Jack, let's tell people, as far as the marketplace right now, how are you finding it, let's say, now, and what's your gut feel for how we're going to wind up for the end of the year? Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think right now we're at this teeter-totter effect where it's not necessarily a buyer's market or a seller's market. I think there's a real dynamic going on both sides, where the sellers think they still have the upper hand and the buyers are hearing and thinking they've got the upper hand, and there's a real fight trying to find where that true market value is. So everything that we're seeing this year has been a real struggle to get to the close. Both sides are working very, very hard for that to happen. There's a couple reasons behind that. I think the political turmoil that we're seeing, not only just nationally but globally, economically, there's a lot of things going on. Interest rates are rising. The market's up 200, 300 one day and down 200, 300 the next day. What's the psychological impact of that? My goodness, we just went through Harvey. So the fallout from that is still being felt and still being worked through here in Houston directly. So we hear those three things.
So many factors at play. That's why you need the right real estate professional like Jack Swonson. Right, Jack?
That's right, Bill.
Give him a call at 713-456-9381. We're coming right back with more Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Thank you, Jack, for being on the show.
Thanks, Bill.
Most people don't know that Stewart offers business, home, and auto insurance. In fact, Stewart Insurance and Risk Management has been doing that and more for over 10 years. And they partner with many leading insurance companies to offer great rates. They're a national insurance agency operating in all 50 states, delivering a broad range of insurance products. Whether you need a home insurance quote for a client's home closing or your own insurance needs, you can count on them. Call 866-845-4676. That's 866-845-4676. Stewart Insurance and Risk Management is here to help.
And welcome back. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Bill Nampick right here. And now we get to talk to Brandon Macey and Bryant Clark. They are with A1 Mortgage. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us on, Bill.
Glad to be here.
Super cool. And I just met you guys yesterday. Here you are on the radio in the fourth. Sometimes people say it's the third largest city in the United States. So let's tell people, let's start with you, Brandon. Let's tell them about A1 Mortgage.
Sure. Well, we are a new company to Texas. A1 Mortgage started out in Missouri. We've been there for about 12 years. Proud to have the same team for that entire time. So our newest employee, we just hired about 2.5 years ago. But other than that, we've been in Missouri for 12 years and just blowing and going there and just excited to be in Texas.
And fascinating. So many companies come to Texas because of and I know even I got here many years ago because of the economic excitement. So many things going on here, and certainly right here in Houston. Let's tell people a little bit about some of the distinctions you have as a company.
Sure. So, you know a little bit about my background, and I ran a branch for a very large bank for a long time. And one of the things that I quickly realized there was our weakest link was mortgage at the bank. And then I was in title for a long time, which and again, real estate agents that I talked to, brokers that I talked to, one of their biggest challenges was mortgage. And so when we had the opportunity to team up with A1 and bring A1 to Texas, we were really excited about that because they were doing a lot of things differently and were interested in doing more things or making more changes to mortgage and kind of making mortgage great again. And so we're really wanting to do that and excited about that.
And Bryant, let's tell people about your role with the company.
Sure. I am the technology trainer for A1 Mortgage. That's that
there
simple.
You are.
No,
that's simple in a very complicated world for some of us.
Yes. So what we do is we do a lot of classes for real estate agents. So we'll come in and we have over 30 different classes that we teach. We'll come in and train real estate.
Not at the same time.
Not at the same time. No, never. We'll come in and train real estate agents on target marketing for Facebook, show them how to get over 100 leads a week through Facebook marketing and things like that. We also come in and teach all the hard products. We go in and show them how to build a landing page and go in and do a virtual tour and things like that. We also have easyagentads.com, and that's a virtual listing management company that I've started.
And let's tell that's called easyagent.com?
Yeah, easyagentads.
Ads.com.
.com.
So that sounds like another tool for realtors to get out there and for people to know about them.
What we found, Bill, was most of your real estate agents are extremely busy. They like the products that we show them, but they just don't have time to do it. So we have 16 employees that do it for them. We create their landing pages, their virtual tours. We show them how to go in and target market on Facebook, generate the leads, and things like that.
And when I saw your presentation the other day, what was interesting, there are so many components. You think about Facebook, your YouTube, all these different entities. There's really a lot of things to know to be able to maximize them for whatever a person's purpose is. So you have a lot of that knowledge, and you can help people with that.
Absolutely. I worked for Google for 3 years as a programmer and SEO specialist, and developed a lot of tools and technology things that we use in these products. One of them is the Continue with Facebook button, which is on our landing pages. So no more bogus leads, because when people push the Continue with Facebook, you get the legitimate name, email, and phone number from their Facebook profile. So there's a lot of things that we're implementing that hasn't been implemented. And I worked with Google. Okay, first of all, we were an outside contractor. We would go in and do a lot of their SEO and a lot of their working with their search engine, going in and doing a lot of the programming for the search engine optimization and things like that. It was interesting. It was a lot of fun. A great company. Have nothing but great things to say about them. Obviously, they're hiring younger people now. That you're not that old. You're able to get a 15-year-old now or 16-year-old to basically become a programmer, and they're really good at what they do. So,
super fascinating. Yeah. Now, Brandon, let's tell people, what else should they know about A1 and what you're doing here in Houston?
So you had asked us, Bill, some of the things that we're doing differently. And besides the value add of coming in and saying, hey, let us train your agents, let us show them how to get more business on their own. We're making a lot of changes, like we have business development reps that work for A1 Mortgage. There's not another mortgage company out there doing that. That allows the LO to have more time to take care of the clients that they already have, instead of having to worry about going out and getting business all of the time and doing that 100%. So we have reps that are feeding some of that business to them so they can really take care of those clients. We do 24-hour approvals. That's one of the things that we stand by.
Wait a minute, say that again?
24-hour approvals, and we stand by that. And then we close as fast as 10 days. We had one just this last Friday, clear to close in 8 days with an appraisal. So I always get people telling me, you can't close that fast because of appraisal. And it is true that there are times that we can be held up by those things, but it's never going to be on our watch that we're held up on a closing or something like that. And so, that's a few of the things that we're doing differently. We've got a lot of new things rolling down the pipe, got a lot of technological things, thanks to Bryant being on board with us, that we're rolling out. So we're very excited about it, and we're excited about being different. And I think mortgage is a place that there's a lot of room for improvement, and so we're trying to do that. And another one of those things is you speak to one person from the time of approval until the time you close, and I think that is music to people's ears.
You said that yesterday. I like that, because that way, when someone starts with one person and now there's another person,
exactly.
The one-person thing. Bryant, let me ask you this. As far as technology, the existing technology right now can be complex and troublesome for the average bear. However, as someone that knows about that, what do you do to stay on top of it? Because the thing about technology is it's changing all the time. How do you stay on top of what's going to happen tomorrow and the new things that happen?
You have to be a constant student. And again, that's why we created Easy Agent Ads, because we know realtors have to focus on real estate. So we've created that so that we focus on the important things and how to generate the leads and get what's really important to the real estate agent out there as quick as possible. And so we've created that for that reason, and we're able to get products out there a lot faster than the average real estate agent, because they're extremely busy.
And I'm going to use that quote because it's so right. I don't care what you do. You have to always be a constant student, right?
Yes, you do.
Right.
And also, Brandon, with the last minute or so, what else would you like people to know?
Just give us a try. I think a lot of people, again, mortgage is something that they've struggled with for a long time. And I think if they give us a try, they can see that it can be done, and everybody can be happy at the closing table and not be, thinking I'm never going to buy a house again, which you run into all the time. And so, we're excited again about doing things differently and giving people a new option.
We want everyone to be happy. And how can people reach out to you, Brandon?
They can reach me at bmacy at a1mortgagetx.com, or they can reach me on my cell phone, 713-253-1897.
And that's Macey, Macey. Give them a call at 713-253-1897. 1897, right, Brandon?
Yes, sir. That's
it. And thank you so much, Bryant. We're going to take another short break. Stay with us. More on Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Most people don't know that Stewart offers business, home, and auto insurance. In fact, Stewart Insurance and Risk Management has been doing that and more for over 10 years. And they partner with many leading insurance companies to offer great rates. They're a national insurance agency operating in all 50 states, delivering a broad range of insurance products. Whether you need a home insurance quote for a client's home closing or your own insurance needs, you can count on them. Call 866-845-4676. That's 866-845-4676. Stewart Insurance and Risk Management is here to help.
And we're with Michelle Steffen with Stewart Insurance and Risk Management. Hello, Michelle.
Hey, Bill. How's it going?
It's going great. When we think about insurance, there are so many insurance companies. I mean, competition is out there for all of us in any walk of life. But when we think about insurance, home, auto, all those insurance needs that people have, what are some of the distinctions when people work with Stewart Insurance and Risk Management?
That's a great question. You know, there's so many positive things that a customer can experience working with us. First of all of our insurance agents are licensed. You know, they go through extensive training to obtain that license. But that's just the beginning. Once they get licensed, then they go through a comprehensive training program that we've developed meant to help them communicate with a customer about the things that are important. So we've talked at length before about how complex insurance can be, and our goal is ultimately to simplify it, put it into terms that everybody can understand, and then help people to be confident in the decisions that they make about their coverage. So we've remodeled the status quo for our own people, and we train them, we encourage them, we encourage growth and professionalism, And our goal is that every time they communicate with our team, regardless of who it is, from the top to the bottom, that they get that same feel. We want them to feel like they hugged us through the phone. And I mean that with all my heart.
In fact, the people with your company and people that are on your team, it's almost like they're interpreters. They're interpreting the language of insurance
No doubt.
to those that need it and helping them find the right blend of insurance for them.
Absolutely. And Bill, I have immense respect for those people who have written and underwritten policy forms, but it is absolutely legalese. It is written by attorneys, and it's often very complex. So we simplify that. We make it easy to understand, and we constantly empower our customers as they come to us. We want them to know, first of all, what we can be for them as advocates through the process of purchasing insurance, and then also at claim time. And we empower them to make those decisions through education. It's important that every moment we have with a customer, that they're taking from us value, not just in the policy that they have, but the relationship and the experience.
Indeed, you are making the complex simple for the person that needs the insurance, and that's so important. In addition, you're also raising the customer experience as far as customer service goes, because one of the things that I love when you call Stewart Insurance and Risk Management, you could talk to someone with not a problem.
Absolutely. Again, we don't have the call prompts. When you call, you get somebody live on the phone, and you're going to have somebody that can help you through whatever it is that you're going through, whether it's a need for new insurance quotes or whether you're working on renewing your policies with us or just average policy changes when you buy a vehicle. You're going to work with somebody who cares about you, who's confident, and can help you to be confident as you go through that process. And I like to say this, and I say it confidently, that nobody else is out there doing what we do with our customers, and I'm proud of that. So we continue to build that environment, and customers are going to enjoy every experience they have with us.
Very nice. Making the complex simple. Michelle, let's tell them how they can reach out.
Sure. You can reach us at 866-845-4676. And again, that's 866-845-4676.
I'm going to call right now. Thanks, Michelle.
Please do. Thanks, Phil.
And welcome back. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. He's back. By popular demand, Paul Kilian, Vice President of Operations, Martha Turner, Sothebys International Realty. I said that pretty fast, huh, Paul?
You did, yes. I've been trying to talk fast, trying to get everything in.
All right. Well, there are so many things, especially technology-wise. Let's continue on. You started earlier in the show with some great ideas and some things you're doing. What else are you doing?
Yeah, I'll talk about a couple more, but I think Jack brought up a really good point, too, that I want to stress, is that all this technology really is tools. These are really meant to support the agent and support the conversation. But at the end of the day, the agent needs to have that relationship with the client, and that is face-to-face, and that is old school communication. And we will continue to come out with new tech and new tools, but the intent of the tools is to support that relationship, not replace. And that's something we talk about very frequently at our company. But again, along those tech lines, our parent company, Sothebys International Realty, they just reached the 100,000 subscriber mark on YouTube. We haven't talked about YouTube too much today. That gets them the Silver Creator Award, which is not easy to do. So what that means is as we post our videos, and they could be videos about agents, videos about beautiful homes, it's going out to over 100,000 people that are subscribing to it, plus all the organic reach. So, at Martha Turner Sothebys International Realty, we really like to talk about reach for the sellers and how we can get out there. In some non-tech news, actually, we are still very involved in print. We have a relationship within our network, within our global company for LA Times. And so last time LA Times ran a special, it was 76 pages, a 76-page insert. We're doing it again in about
That's a lot of pages.
It's a lot of pages. We're doing it again in about a week or two, and it looks like it's going to be over 100 pages. And we're going to have probably 10 to 15 pages just on Houston properties. And so again,
in LA, so people picking this up in Los Angeles are going to look at this. They're going to see about the Houston real estate.
In LA, and the reason that's crucial is because our two feeder areas are the LA, California area and also the Colorado area. Mostly our number one is the California area. And so we want to get certain properties in front of those clients so they can see and they come here. And then before maybe they get that relationship with the agent, they can explore some of these tools, enjoy the company, like what they have to see. and then we can match them up with guys like Jack and get the process done.
So many tools, but I like what you said. You're putting it simply, and that is getting the properties in front of potential buyers. I mean, that's what it's about, whether it's meeting someone right here in Houston, showing them a home at an open house or whatever else, or across the United States or across the world.
Absolutely. So speaking from, on behalf of the company, what we try to do is constantly provide a service that is tangible to both our agents and our clients. And that's to what Brian said before was absolutely correct, the constant student. We are constantly a student of both technology, of trends, of ethical issues, legal items that come along. And because we are a global company and we have offices in almost all the 50 states, we hear from the different states, and we have structured meetings 2 times a year, national meetings, where we go through best practices and other events that can keep us ethical, legally in line, and all of those things that we want to promise to our clients.
And Paul, give us a quick word about the East Coast, the connection there that you have to the East, and maybe a little bit about what's going on in the marketplace there as far as a connection to Houston and East Coast, whether it's New York City or anywhere else.
Yeah, so we have a significant presence in New York City and the Hamptons. And
I was thinking
Greenwich.
of the Hamptons.
Yeah.
You're reading my mind. I didn't say it, but I was thinking it. Yes.
Yes, and even Long Island in general. Sothebys International Realty is very strong in that part, and what drives a lot of that is really the stock market that was touched on before. And when it gets volatile, people might start getting nervous, but what really drives a lot of real estate decisions out there is Wall Street, really.
And when people get nervous, that's why you need systems and procedures, right, Jack Swonson?
You bet. You bet.
See, I'm on top of that.
Yeah, you got
systems and that alleviates, even when we have the right systems and procedures in place, we still have challenges, but it alleviates some of the anxiety, I bet.
Well, it totally does. And what's unique about the real estate business is every transaction or every client is unique and totally different. And as a result, the systems and procedures help you catch the gotchas or missing something. But, yeah, everything is unique and different.
It helps you stay steady in life. And quite frankly, there's so many things out there, no matter it's real estate or anything else. There's so many things that can throw us off track in life. Just staying steady is so important.
So much. And that's really key.
Very nice. Well, with the last part of the segment of the show here, Jack, what else would you like people to know about what you're doing and how you can serve the buyers and sellers out there?
I think it's kind of interesting to bring up and follow up on some of Paul's comments is talking about the brand, the Sothebys International Realty brand. And that's the reason why I came to Sothebys in the first place, was that it is this global national brand that is, I lived all over the world. The Sotheby signs are everywhere. Everywhere I've lived, they are prominent. That beautiful blue with the white script, it's there. And it's synonymous with luxury and quality, which when you drive down a street and you see that sign, it resonates. And that's what I wanted to be a part of. And what that also does for me as an agent, it puts me in this company with the rest of the corporation. So I can call an agent in New York City or the Hamptons, which I have on my personal referral network, or I've got an agent in Chicago, or the 2 agents I have in San Francisco and Seattle. And I've put together my own team of 18 agents in all of the greater mountain ski resorts. So Aspen, Vail, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They're all Sotheby's agents, and they all support the brand and the client, and we all work together, and we all bring that level of quality customer service.
Indeed,
to our
you
clients.
do. You are at the right place at the right time. And once again, thank you for your service. Let's tell people how they can reach out to you, Jack.
Yeah, just give me a call, 713-456-9381. I'm here to help you.
713-456-9381, A1 Mortgage. As we close things out, Brandon and Bryant, what else should we know?
I appreciated everything that Jack and them said about service and everything, and that's, again, what we are trying to bring to mortgage again, is that service and that professionalism. So, again, a lot of things that I think that one of the things that people need to know is that as the mortgage lender, we have a lot of flexibility with what we can do with our products and that sort of thing. I always tell people we're not trying to get our clients to fit into the box. We are building the box. And so I think that is very different than what a lot of mortgage brokers and those sort of things are doing. So.
And Bryant, one last word from you. What else should we know? about technology or anything else?
Yeah, if you want to schedule a class with us, it's best to go to easyagendads.com, and you can schedule a class by going to the book class there. And we are scheduling up, and I believe we're scheduled up to the end of July right now. But if you'd like to schedule a class for future reference, just make sure you go to easyagendads.com and book a class there.
Great. And the phone number again, Brandon, if people want to reach out to you?
713-253-1897.
Brandon, Bryant, B, and B. And if you throw in Bill, that's 3 Bs.
3 Bs.
And you've been listening to Real Estate Matters. Thank you all on this show. Been listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Don't be sad that the show's ending at the time of broadcast, because it never really ends. You can always hear it at Stewart.com/Houston. That's right. We talk about technology. Just go to Stewart.com/Houston. We're there to close your real estate transaction with the reverence that we talked about it earlier, as Jack talked about, holding that transaction and the real estate experience with a reverence and a deep appreciation for what an important thing it is. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Stewart.com/Houston. We'll see you next week. Once again, Stewart.com/Houston. Thank you, Christina Sacco, by the way, for helping assemble these great guests. Christina Sacco. Reach out to her at 713-325-1748. 713-325-1748. Christina Sacco. SACCO. You know what I was trying to say? Christina Sacco. 2 C's.